Hi, this is Jake Jacobs, and I'd like to welcome you to the overview on the Real-Time Strategic Change Practicum. Real work with real results in real time. The Practicum is based on the book that I wrote, Real-Time Strategic Change: How to Involve an Entire Organization in Fast and Far-Reaching Change. The book is the basis for the practicum as well as the evolution that has occurred over the past 25 years. One important point to make is real-time strategic change plays well with others. So your current practice is going to dovetail well with anything we do in RTSC. Think of RTSC as a lens that we're going to put on top of your current practice. Several case studies on a large scale to give you a sense of what's possible in the world of real-time strategic change. A New York City tuberculosis control project that had 5 city agencies that needed to partner together to combat this pending pandemic. You can see the results here, quite impressive, both in year 1 with immediate impact, but also a lasting impact over a 20-year period with the incidence of tuberculosis in New York City. TJ Maxx, which is going to be the centerpiece of the case study for our work during the practicum, rapid growth in Europe was the goal. They wanted to get a footprint in place before their competitors, and you can see again the immediate results and the longer term results are what you're looking for if you're a retailer. Third, we have Mobil Oil's Gulf of Mexico business unit. They were getting less investment from corporate, which led them to be less competitive in the marketplace. As they were less competitive in the marketplace, they were getting less investment from corporate and so forth. So they called it a death spiral that they were in. In a 10-month period, they were able to turn around the business. We had 1,000 people on the floor of the Superdome for 3 days to agree on 10 actions to save their business. I also want to emphasize that RTSC is fully scalable. There's work that we did in Ann Arbor Transportation Authority, which has 300 employees. And in year 1, you can see impact and over a 10-year result with a Federal Transportation Authority certificate award for innovation, ridership increases, operating cost decline. That was a 300-person organization. We spent a lot of time working with their leadership team, which was 10 people. So as you think about joining the practicum, you can apply RTSC to individual coaching and use the lens as the principles as a lens to look at your work. You can use it in teams, you can use it in departments, divisions, or whole organizations. The practicum experience is laid out over 6 sessions. Session 1, hitting the ground running, so that you'll have a project that you can work on in the practicum as I review the project that I worked on. Session 2 is scoping possibilities, which is one of the 3 areas of work for real-time strategic change. And what we'll do is we'll look at all the possible ways you can have greatest impact on your project. Session 3 is developing and aligning leadership. And that means that there's new work for leaders to be doing in your project as well as mine. And so we look at not just aligning leadership, but also what new skills and knowledge and mindsets do leaders need in order to succeed in their future organization. Session 4, creating system-wide congruence. And that is looking at whatever system you're working in. Congruence is that the external environment, internal environment, the mission, vision, goals, strategies, all of the work that you're doing, however you define it, is congruent and is moving the organization toward what I call, and learned from my mentor, Kathy Dannemiller, greater health. Session 5 has an RTSC principles assessment. The principles are defined as polarities. Some of you may be familiar with Barry Johnson's work in polarity management and more recently, polarity thinking. So the RTSC principles, we can actually go about assessing them. You can have the people that are involved in your practicum project do the assessment. You could do the assessment yourself, but we have an online computer-based assessment that will enable you to focus in on those principles in the RTSC world that will have the greatest impact. Session 6, embedding your project in daily work. And that is a critical element of RTSC. How do we make this sustainable over time? Then you can see that the case is the centerpiece of the RTSC practicum at an organizational, team, and individual level. There will be pre-session videos and session outlines, interim work between sessions. On the webinar, we'll go over those questions and cases that you're working on and a post-session application. Also, I want to encourage you to join the Conversation Cafe at Basecamp, where there will be readings posted, conversations. You can ask questions of me, as well as calling or emailing me with questions that you have between sessions. Each of the practicum sessions will have a very clear set of purpose and outcomes, experience that will relate it to, and critical success factors for that particular session. Getting clear on the work is something that we'll do again before and during each session, so that we're very clear what work we're doing and why, and then the 3 levels of the individual cases. The purpose of the practicum is to be able to create fast and lasting results, whatever your project and whatever scope your project is working. On the outcomes, there are knowledge outcomes about understanding RTSC and how it will complement and enable you to move further faster in whatever your client work is. The B outcomes for the practicum is that you should be confident in understanding your past work and applying RTSC to that and to your future work, and also that you feel like a valued member of the practicum's learning community through the sessions themselves and the Basecamp Conversation Cafe. And then do outcomes enhance the speed and sustainability of results achieved related to your practicum project, and you should be able to then explain what RTSC is to others, your clients and colleagues. And finally, this daily work notion. How do we make RTSC part of every day when people get up and go to work in the morning, and they can apply these principles as well as you? Critical success factors. Shared responsibilities is key to the practicum, so you can see a list of things that I'm providing in terms of the delivery of the practicum, being a resource between sessions, and also recruiting you to join the practicum design team, which everybody will be a member of, and will make changes to the practicum as needed based on your interest and criteria for success. What I'm asking for from you, some proactive energy and action, that you actually take this and run with it. You use the RTSC project that you're working on, not just for that project, but on into the future, and make a commitment to apply what you're learning into your core work. The case itself, again, at TJ Maxx, a large retailer with 371 stores, their goal was more than double that within the year that we worked with them. There's some interesting small group sessions that we held to conflict between their merchandising and sales organizations, and how they could get a jump start on the competition throughout Europe. You'll see that the results they had were including everything from additional funding from corporate to clear and collaborative roles between the merchandising and sales organizations. You see new store openings in the UK, Germany, and Poland, and it was cited in Europe by the CEO for successful growth in their annual report. I emphasize the unique contribution that led to real-time strategic change, which is Stan Davis's work in Future Perfect. The book talked about managing in the future perfect tense, as if things had already happened. So from an RTSC worldview, we look and we make decisions based on as if we were already living in our preferred future. So in a sense, not reaching out to the future, but stepping into it and looking back and having that inform our actions and decisions. The sessions, we will start with the session on February 13th and the 27th. We have the overview that we held on the 13th. The first session will be on February 27th. The next session on March 13th and on March 27th. These are all at 11 o'clock Eastern time. We go to April 10th, April 24th, and the final session on May 8th. This is a list of those sessions on one slide, and there'll be recordings available after all sessions, an ebook that you'll receive. the Basecamp Conversation Cafe that will be available for you, the first topic, questions about the RTSC overview, Dropbox documents, that'll be a home for our documents, as well as the Conversation Cafe and your email. So welcome once again to the RTSC Practicum, 6 bi-weekly sessions with interim assignments and coaching, and a corporate rate of $500, $290 for professional independent consultants and nonprofits, and a $190 student rate. We look forward to your joining us on the Real-Time Strategic Change Practicum. Please let us know if you have any questions or you have interests that you'd like to address before we begin. Thanks so much once again. This is Jake Jacobs with the Real-Time Strategic Change Practicum.